Hello, everyone. This is Iryna, the behavior analyst, checking in with everyone. Hope everyone is surviving the end of this year. It's been so crazy, and I gotta admit, being a specialist in human behavior has given me an opportunity to take a critical look at everything that's been going on in our country. Has given me an opportunity to take a critical look at my own views and my own propagandization, I guess, if that's the word. But basically, just look at my own conditioning and how am I participating in what is taking place. Of course, I'm talking about the elections that we already had, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the promises that were made. Um, to be honest, not coming to fruition. I would love to say I'm looking forward to things coming to fruition, but the things that I care about, which is Medicaid for all, forgiving student debt, which I don't have, but I'm all for it. Affordable housing, affordable college education, helping mothers with paid leave, and helping with maternity costs and all of that, and childcare costs. Like, I just don't see that's happening for the next couple of years. I see things taking a turn for the worst. um, but I'm sure that's pretty obvious, right? And yes, the future does look pretty sad right now, but there is something good that is coming out of all of it. And my own behavior is definitely proof of that. And seeing other people who are starting to, um, I guess you can say, wake up, but it's just really um, coming to terms with the fact that we have been conditioned to think about our lives here in the United States a certain way. And now, for example, in my mid 30s, after everything that I've witnessed, and after how what consequences I've faced for engaging in our political system, that has definitely opened my eyes. And it has opened my eyes to a very simple fact. And actually, it's pretty sad that it has taken me 33 years and a master's degree in behavior analysis to come to this conclusion. Of course, I can't even blame anyone else who is still confused and doesn't understand what's happening, and who's on our working class side and who isn't. But I understand that it's a very tough game that the smartest ones are running. The smartest and the cruelest ones are running. So what I'm really tiptoeing around here, what I'm trying to say, is what realizations I came to after the election, and after everything that I've seen and participating in Twitter, and listening to other independent media um, characters, and independent journalists. All of it really boils down to the fact that politics in our country, in the United States of America, are an industry. It is a for-profit entertainment industry. And if you look at closely at the rules that, let's say, the Democratic Party has, basically legally it's a independent private corporation, and they make money by raising funds, and they raise funds by creating conflicts. They're fake conflicts, because the resolution, they have no plan of getting things resolved. What they make money on is continuing to sell us hope, which is some people refer to as the industry of hope porn, right? We're so desperate and we need something to look forward to, that we are willing to listen to people who are in slightest way are showing some kind of virtue. So that's why I fell a sucker to actually donate money to Democratic Party, even though they've already, cheated my candidate back in 2016. So I don't know why. I mean, of course, it's conditioning. I know why. But that decision of continue to stick with Democratic Party, I mean, I realized just how deeply it went, and just how well they pair themselves with reinforcements for people like us who are, conditioned by the left side of the argument, whatever, um, that it all basically boils down to fake conflicts and talking crap about, one side talks crap about the other side. It's just like high school. We're conditioned to listen to this. We're conditioned to be interested in this, and especially if they're toying around with ideas of, like, giving us money, giving us things that are gonna help the working class. Of course, we're addicted, and of course, we're sitting by the TV and waiting what's the next celebrity politician is going to say. And that's another thing, because it is an for-profit industry that is based on us giving money, thinking that we're going to get something for it. Of course, we don't. That's why they raise these politicians, no matter which politician you're looking at, on the right or the left. I've seen statements like, AOC, she's a hero, or Rashida Tlaib, or let's say somebody from the other side. I've seen a post that Crenshaw, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, he, a Republican, he is, a hero, and, all of this. So all of these different fake conflicts that are, then people are paid to just come up with justifications for them and arguments on both sides, left and right. People are paid a lot of money to do it. And it's so sad to see that how many people are just willing to lie to their fellow citizens for money, for, a nicer apartment, for a nicer car, for a bigger check. And this is really the crazy part, is that the country is now divided. Don't think that the division between left and right and whatever Trump and Biden with the presidential, all of that is fake. The best that I can compare our political for-profit entertainment industry and the identity politics that play and the celebrity politician that they produce, I can compare it to the wrestling industry. Not the real wrestling, but the fake wrestling, the entertainment wrestling. So as you can see, the players pretend to have some kind of a conflict, which obviously is not real. It's not even grounded in reality. The fighters get paid from the same source, right? So it doesn't matter whether the guy is saying one thing and he's fighting the other guy. Both of the guys are getting paid by the same source. And as you can, I'm sure you've observed, children and even some adults believe that wrestling is real. And it takes, some demonstration of facts to even convince people otherwise that it is indeed, fake, that wrestling is fake. People do get hurt in it, of course, but overall, it is not real. And if something happens to the other player, the same guy who pays one player is going to be covering the bill of, whoever gets hurt during that wrestling match. That's the contracts that they have. So the best way to look at the political system that we have is to look at it as a fake wrestling industry. The fights are fake. The players get paid from the same source. And you're there to buy merchandise and throw money at whatever, fighter, the politicians, whatever fighter you think is fighting for what's important to you. But just the way that you roll your eyes when you see little kids start arguing over whether the wrestling is real or not, it's the same eye roll that we were going to start giving people who are still participating in the political duopoly of Democrats versus the Republican. Both of the parties get paid from the same sources. They're paid to create an illusion, a theater, that there's some kind of infighting happening for the working class, which is absolutely not true. All of them belong to it, including AOC. They all now belong to a different socioeconomic class. And once you are in that class, it absolutely changes you. And especially once you receive your first paycheck for telling a lie to the working class, that changes you. Because now your behavior of lying to the working class has been reinforced with a very big financial reimbursement. And you are just a human being, and your body will perform behavior and engage in the behavior that has been previously reinforced. So the moment that any of those progressive politicians accepted money and accepted, the participation in the system and started raising money, and they see, oh my gosh, I just have to put on a couple of tweets and people literally send money. Like, that's amazing, right? So, I mean, who wouldn't want to just send an email and tell people that I care about a cause, and all of a sudden people send you money for it? I mean, that's a position of power, right? Not having to work for it. People just, you can tell a lie and people will send you money. That's the industry, is lying for money. It's heartbreaking. It is so, it steals all the hope right out of our chest. But lying for money is what the problem really is. On top of that, of course, we have another issue, which is the very low quality education and very little instruction on critical thinking, on how to evaluate research articles, of what is official science, which is the scientific method, um, as well as statistical, really simple statistical procedures, statistical formulas that you can use in order to even evaluate whether the result that the study is showing you at the end makes sense or not, considering the the number of population that the certain study was done on. So all of that is just simply absent from the, I guess, knowledge bank of the average American working class citizen. And that is exactly what's being exploited. The fact that we are not taught, unless you get a master's degree, right, in some kind of a science, you're not taught what scientific method is. And your people use the word science and all that, and it's just, it has no merit. It doesn't stick. People can say a research was done, but that means nothing. I mean, all it means is just someone wrote some information on a piece of paper. You have to be able to do the math and the statistical methods, formulas, in order to even evaluate if that information has any merit. Most of us simply don't, and they're using bright colors and curse words and emotional triggers in order to get us to argue with each other and ignore the fact that the political system is just a fake wrestling industry, and they're all unreal and fake conflicts. And we should never, as a nation, engage in arguing with each other over the crap that the oligarchs are showing us on the mainstream media. That's what I wanted to share with you. The realization that our political system has zero effect on the lives of working class, in bettering the lives of working class. It only destroys it. And the sooner we check out from we reject Republicans, we reject Democrats, um, and we start hopefully another party, which is, a lot of people like myself have already come to that realization that there's just no way. It's all lies, and they all just want to, career politicians just care about their the promises that the party made them, and it's a club. We ain't in it, and it's time to shred our membership card, because enough is enough. I mean, 33 years old, master's degree in behavior analysis, and I still fell for that crap. And I still donated money to the Democratic Party, and I regret it, and I'm a fool for doing it. And if we can all just start accepting just how foolish we are, and how foolish is our behavior, and how foolish it is to believe that one of these career politicians is going to do anything for us, how naive it is, that's when we're going to be starting to talk about real change. Also want to mention, force the vote is a great idea. That's the whole point of what the progressives sold themselves as, and it's time to put some pressure on them. But the true results are only going to come from creating a third party. Don't listen to what they tell you. Whoever's telling you that it's impossible has too much invested in the duopoly right now and is making way too much money, watching us fight each other and watching this country, the country's working class, implode on each other. All right, thanks. I will talk to you guys soon. Stay strong.